college. The rankings dropped after a chaotic week. Shawnee, go ahead. ISO, Shawnee.
Shout out to my Hampton Pirates. We in there. Big win over Georgia. Coach A got her a signature win year one. And we've already tied, again, respect to David Six, like legend, what he was able to do with that program. Incredible. But like that this past year, it was wicked. It took us to like February to get like win number 2 or something. We've already beat it. It's December. And we've already tied our win total from last year in dramatic fashion. Talk to my Pirates nice or don't talk to us at all. We're coming for it. I said that last video. I said anybody could win the championship. Hampton might do it. And then what happens? They go out and beat Georgia on a buzzer beater. So never wrong.
Automatic bid?
Hey, we coming out of the CAA. Talk to us. College of Charleston, I might have to be up in you to watch my Pirates March 8th. So be on the lookout. Like, we coming.
Johnny, that's a great hat you have there too. I don't know where you
got that from. This isn't that. Yeah, no, this is the older one. Hat. No, yeah. No, don't. Well, it's an HBCU hat, so
shit. I'm in a rock and hard place.
Yeah. You backed yourself into a corner trying to be a capitalist. Look at what you've done.
Anyways, Notre Dame. Damn, now I gotta talk about a black woman head coach who lost games. Oh man, it's wicked.
You are on a roll. Oh, but like to those that are just listening to the pod, this is my Hampton University hat and sweatshirt. Just for those that can't visually be with us.
But use code NOCAP15 at the link in the description below.
So they got Hampton hats. Hampton hats. The home field has Hampton gear. Go get it.
And your favorite team's gear as well. They got something for everyone. But let's get into these games. Notre Dame, what the hell? Look, man, you come off the USC win. You're feeling great, feeling good. Got a case for number 1. And then you lose back-to-back TCU and Utah. They dropped to number 10 in the rankings. TCU goes up to number 9. I wrote about it in 5 out, so I'll reiterate a little bit what I said there and then kind of open the floor. But like, this was weird because at the USC game, there was a lot of moments where like I saw different connections, whether it be between Hidalgo and Miles or whoever, and like I was like, oh, this offense is flowing. Like this looks good. This is great. And we didn't see any of those moments in these 2 games. Like it was all like individual. I'm going to drive head first. I am more talented than you. And because of how talented they are, these games ended up being close. But it was just completely different from what we saw offensively in the win against USC, which frankly, I think that Notre Dame is much more that team against USC than they are this team in these 2 losses. I do think that. But this is concerning that this was like the fallback from that. Like because I think there's certainly a level of exhaustion that could be considered into this, or whether it be the rotation, whether it be coming off a big win, like there's different factors that go into that. But the fact that was the fallback instead of passing and relying on each other, that makes me nervous. Obviously, players still to come back in, but I'm nervous.
I feel like this is baddie discrimination because she's being punished essentially for not being Kim Mulkey. Like she's going into the teeth of the league, she's facing it head on. And like you said, fatigue. Like
there was in paradise. I don't want to hear it. There was in paradise. I don't want to hear it.
They had jet lag, Greer. They were full of Big Dog cookies and
that they live in.
Well, have you ever gotten off a plane and had to hoop?
Hey, no, I have not.
Like, we know you get off the private jet, but have you had to have?
They have a court like next to the stairs when you get off the plane. Like I figured you request that.
No red carpet.
See, and I'm just saying, like, Mulkey gets like,
I'm in the middle seat. Don't
middle seat of the private jet
of the plane. Yeah. She's in the middle of the plane in the captain.
I thought he only had like 2 seats on a side. I'm not familiar with the schematics. Like I thought
I don't know, but
it's all right. Like sure.
Yeah, but no,
she's trying to relate to us. Anyway,
it won't work. But Greer, you don't seem sold on the example.
No, I mean, so 2 losses in 2 different ways, right? The first loss, you run up against a buzzsaw in TCU, and Sedona Prince doubled up 2020 Jew had another 7 blocks or something like that.
It was like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Something like that. Haley Van Lith rewriting her story in real fucking time right now. And they just didn't quit because they were down. TCU was down in that game. And they just did not let up, right? Haley's incredibly familiar with Notre Dame, if we must remember, right? Incredibly familiar. So for her, it's probably been smoke since she even before she transferred from Louisville for real. Because if I'm not mistaken, the last time she played Notre Dame, they beat her when she was at Louisville.
I think so.
Was that we don't lose on senior night? No, we don't lose on senior night, and then they lost on senior night, and then that was the one. Weren't they up like 1,000,000 points? And like Skylar was there, and Haley was like flossing in front of Skylar, and then they like deleted the no. This is why I love Haley Van Lith, bro.
Like, Connie, you've been here with Haley. Like I know,
like, real lore, people.
This is like Shawnee lore. Like as much as she's been down with Caitlin, Haley was always right there with your Caitlin
amongst others. But like, y'all think that the shrug was like like Haley has been about like talking her talk, whether it ends well or not. She's still gonna do it.
That's not care.
Because we don't lose on senior night and then loses on senior night.
Wicked.
It was so funny.
Wicked.
She just tells about it. And that's why I said, like, I don't know, she's kind of the Dylan Brooks of the W, like, and it works for her. Like, you need that villain. You need that energy to, like, I'm still taking it to hell, whether it backfires on me or not. I'm just going to keep doing it. And oh my gosh.
It's a bit. I love it.
But when you said Sedona 2020, I was like, something, Kelly Graves, something.
Yeah. But listen, okay, so Sedona played amazingly, but was also going against a freshman post in Kate Koval, and she absolutely devoured and ate that matchup up. However, Sedona about 26 years old. So
oh no, you're about to activate Shawnee.
So as far as you did what you were supposed to do, you know what I mean? So I don't think Notre Dame was like overlooking TCU, but I just think they were outmatched. And until they get Westbeld and until they get Liza Carlin back, teams with talented and physically imposing bigs will probably give them a problem.
Yeah.
That's insane. 26 actually playing against 18-year-olds. Like, Sue said the wrong white girl.
What's crazy too for Notre Dame is that there's no like rest coming up. Like it's like they get to go home, but number 4 Texas is waiting them.
Another club.
Come on, you got you. So they go Texas at home. They go to Syracuse, then they play UConn at home. Like, and then I think it's Purdue maybe, and then conference play. It's like this. There's no like kind of get back game. Like it's Texas who just won a fairly solid game against West Virginia. Like Texas is
go through the motions.
An impressive win, like an emphatic win against a team with a lot of talent. Their schedule so far has been right.
Yeah, no, West Virginia was their first like real game, quote unquote, like for Texas, and so to your 100% to your point, like, and Texas.
Oh, Rory Harmon and Hannah. Oh my
goodness, the energy is going to be on 35.
Their energy, Hannah. It's not. It doesn't matter. We've got bigger fish to fry, sister.
No, I need it. They're gonna be the first people to pick each other up, like from the locker room. They're gonna meet in the middle, like trying to go pick each other up at half. Like I don't know what's gonna happen, like because these are like 2 guards who will legitimately pick you up the entire game, the entire court. Like these, it's phenomenal. I can't wait. Real hoops are on deck. But yeah, with that, it's interesting to see. Like, and then even kind of expand on TCU. South Carolina's up next, and so now we're really like to your point of the way that Sedona was able to really eat. those aren't freshmen on South Carolina.
Joy wears this. So she might be going against another 18-year-old at 26. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I will say we will have boots on the ground for that. So whatever does happen, I'll be there at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, to let you know whatever does go down. But yeah, no, that was Notre Dame. It just wasn't what you were expecting. Like obviously you're coming off a big win. Like they looked phenomenal. Like I said, like they had a genuine case to be number one. I didn't think so personally, but like there was at least a case to be made, which is says enough about where they were. And now you're number 10. And the team that you beat is number 6. So like it's just a crazy turn there. USC Utah. Also, yeah, okay, let's talk about Utah. Let's talk about Utah.
This is a team that lost their head coach like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, okay?
Yeah.
And now their head coach that they promoted just got maybe the biggest win of the program, like in regular season. I
think it might have been at the time, like for the ranking, like because Notre Dame was the number 3 then, so it might have actually. I think I want to say I saw a graphic. I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure that was like the highest win that Utah has ever had as a program. I mean, that's not even a month into your tenure.
Jenna Johnson revenge game.
Hey, well, Jenna Johnson, you will always be famous,
man. Always
for one reason or another.
The Doctor Strange. seeing
one reason or another.
Yeah. But no, like I said, I mean, Utah was on fire. They only received 5 votes in this. Could have probably made a case for a couple more in there as well. But also, and Greer, I know this is something that you wanted to touch on. The Big Ten is looking stout. That is the conference play in that is going to be so much fun.
Whoever makes it out of the Big Ten, I'm almost worried about what kind of gas they're going to have for the NCAA tournament because making it through the regular season and making it through their conference tourney is going to be hell. There is not a single team, I think, in the Big Ten right now who has a sub 500 record. And like, obviously that will not stand.
Right.
Like, that's pretty damn impressive. And I would say if there's 16 teams, about 10 of them are ranked right now in the top 25.
I think it's 9. I'm counting right now. But like, regardless, like the fact that it's this early and
it's going to be an absolute gauntlet for whatever team makes it out. The first and second team, whoever those two, like the two that meet up in the conference championship final, you will have given everything to be there.
So, like the Pac-12, which the Big Ten is now half Pac-12 now.
Yeah, basically. Pac-12 on steroids. Basically,
a lot of the good teams that were like running, like that were coming up in the Pac-12 are now here, and you got teams like Michigan State, Nebraska, that like or Illinois, like that aren't on like kind of like the really national radar in that sense, but are all looking really, really good. Iowa is another team that like I feel like we were kind of higher on going into because they were unranked going into the season. Like I know, like we were all like kind of perplexed to at least not see them in the 20s, like when the initial rankings came out. So like that's not really a team that we're surprised by, I guess. But like still, regardless, 17, 8-0, doing what they're supposed to do. They have an interesting month coming up with some big games like Tennessee and Iowa State. That we're really going to find out who Iowa is by the end of this month. But yeah, I mean Ohio State's there too. Obviously the LA teams, Oregon's there. Like that's a ridiculous conference. Like it is like that is the Pac-12 from last year. How we felt like literally every matchup. That's the Big Ten this year. Like I don't think it's close right now to think that they're the best conference in the nation. Like I think the SEC is probably got a little bit deeper at the very top, but in all, I think the Big Ten is probably the best conference in college basketball right now. Like
in that middle of the Big East right now, whoo boy.
Okay. Yeah, they do exist. They do exist.
That's a shame. Here, ew.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Duke real quick? Because they beat
okay.
Ooh,
you didn't have to do it like that. You didn't have to talk about them in that way. But yeah, no, they look good. That's all we do.
Yep.
No, but I mean, realistically, you beat Kansas and Oklahoma back to back, like or Kansas State, excuse me, and Oklahoma back to back. Like, hell of a wins. Like I
put
think
up
Kansas State,
109 points.
yeah. That shooting, like genuinely. Now, OU's defense, and I think I touched on this on the post game. OU's defense was worrisome on the perimeter. Relax. Was worrisome on the perimeter, but so like there was definitely things that OU could have done better defensively to prevent that. But man, a lot of that was just Duke hitting shots, and you mix that, and obviously, I mean, Oklahoma got 99 in that game too. So like people were just scoring, like it was crazy. But like you hold Kansas State to 62, like your one loss so far this season for Duke was 85-80 against Maryland, which isn't, I don't want to say a not a bad loss, but like like it's not telling Maryland's a bad team by any means, but. I mean, South Carolina becomes the litmus test this week for Duke and TCU because they'll play Duke first on Thursday, I think, or maybe Friday, Thursday or Friday, and then they'll turn around and South Carolina will go to TCU. So like the two teams that really have made the most noise this week immediately get greeted by the South Carolina litmus test. So have fun with that. But yeah, no, they looked. I mean. I'm thoroughly.
What I love the way the schedule's setting up so far is that anyone that you think could be like a top dog, their test is coming right
immediately
about it. Right when you start thinking about it, they got to show and prove. Yeah. I love that. For us.
No, it's phenomenal. Like these, the beginning of the season it was a little slow.
Yeah,
but like really since the LA weekend, like where South Carolina lost to UCLA, Notre Dame beat USC, we've been rolling ever since. Yeah. Even in spite of Flow Hoops, we have been rolling ever since.
Abolish Flow Hoops,
man. Please, unless they
free the game,
unless they want to sponsor.
But yeah, no. Like I said, I mean, it's going to be an incredibly volatile rankings, like just across the board. Like I don't know if we'll ever, and like even like the top teams feel like vulnerable, like to in a way that we haven't really seen. In a lot of these seasons in the past, like obviously the top teams are still the top teams for a reason, like UCLA, UConn, like those, like they are understandably the top teams, but it's just it feels like the gap and gets closer every year, and it's fantastic. Like it's wonderful basketball, and like just continues to give us a reason to, not that we need a really more reason to tune in and talk about it, but like. Man, it makes it more fun.
I wonder how soon we'll be able to like divide the top 25 in tiers. You know what I mean? Like, because coming in, I thought like there were about 8 teams who I could realistically see making it to the Final Four.
That's fair.
Yeah. That number's probably the same, but the teams might be a little different right now for me. Because Iowa State put up a freaking stinker against South Carolina.
Good Lord. Oh, good Lord. I felt awful for them to be the team that has to go against South Carolina after a loss. But even then, it was bad. Like it was like literally, I if I remember right, because I put a tweet out about it. Their first bucket came around 8:50 in the first quarter. Their second bucket came around 6 minutes in the second quarter. That's not normal at all. Like that's wicked. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Like so, like. I'd say probably around 8. So I mean, like let's try and name them off: UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, Texas, USC,
yes,
LSU,
yes, absolutely.
I think so.
I'm
with you.
Absolutely,
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And then we get into Notre Dame,
possibly.
Okay, we got then just going down the rankings now. Maryland,
why not?
Okay. Shawnee says no.
Not told yet. Duke could surprise people.
I'm still on the fence about Duke because I want to know what Toby Fournier starting looks like. Like it's so clear she's their best player, like on both sides. So like when that changes, my opinion might change.
Yeah. Okay. So I need more tape. 7 solid. Like we'll call it 7 solid right now, because then like you get into like.
I don't know. Obviously, we said it's a litmus test this week. TCU is another team that could absolutely be in the Final Four.
As of now. And proven otherwise. Like, I mean, they just keep winning. Like that's like truly like this weekend.
They know what to go to on offense. They know what their bread and butter is right now. On defense, she's 6'7". Like at the end of the day, that is still like an
Still
imposing
6-7
presence.
too.
Yeah.
USC plays Duke Thursday, right? Yeah.
So it'll be Duke. And so like the two teams, I guess, like the two teams that raised the most, Duke and TCU, get ready to see South Carolina. Like we are, you immediately get to prove if you are like if this is for real or not.
Well, so here's the thing, because like South Carolina also has to prove too, because like them teams ain't no slouches this year. So it's like, dude, like, South Carolina is still young, still, proving themselves and finding their wave. So it's like, this isn't the Duke team of old. So this could be interesting. TCU getting South Carolina after Duke.
Yeah. No, I'm very intrigued. Like those are, I think, the two biggest games for me. Like just to figure out where Duke and TCU are. Like obviously they got their big wins. They are deservedly so. I feel like ranked where they are right now. But when it comes to like a big dog's coming through, so like we get to really find out now. I think that's kind of it. Like there's a lot of shifting across the board for the rankings. Kentucky as well. Clara Strack. The Liz Kitley avatar. I'm telling you, the avatar stuff. Man. Her and baby Key, Tiani Key. If Amore can get Amore shooting splits are like 10% lower on both right now compared to Virginia Tech. If I think it's at like 35 and like it was at 45 for 3-point shooting specifically. If that split gets up, I'm intrigued. But the bigs right now and like the building blocks for this Kentucky program going forward, I'm so like I love it. I love what I'm seeing from both of them right now.